All right, so we must be willing to let go of the life that we have planned so as to accept the life that is waiting for us. This is a quote by Joseph Campbell, teaching us the importance of letting go and learning to live in the moment. Now, I experienced what this meant last year when I decided to take off for 6 months and travel around Asia and Africa. Now, a trip of this magnitude is fairly difficult to plan. However, given my type A personality, I took this to a whole new level. Let's just start with logistics. Just trying to figure out where to go and what to do, I got completely bogged down with details. I had thousands of pages in guidebooks to read just in preparation. On top of that, I needed to decide what I was going to bring. My goal was to fit everything into a carry-on size bag. I found this extremely challenging because I wanted to bring everything with me under the sun. With some bungee cords and some duct tape, eventually I made it all fit. So I made it to this beautiful island of Bali. It's gorgeous, but I'm too busy thinking about the next leg of my trip in Cambodia, so I'm not actually enjoying where I'm at. So I started off with conversations with different travelers and realized that a lot of them are reading The Lonely Planet. A lot of them are having the same experiences, going to the same places, and I realized that really didn't appeal to me. I didn't want that adventure. Now, it wasn't until I met this woman from Australia, and she told me about this crazy weekend she had on a remote part of the island, and she was invited by some locals to go to a cockfight. And I thought, what an incredible experience, something that Westerners never go to. And I realized that those were the experiences I wanted, something that you could never plan. But in order for me to have that happen, I needed to let go, which is extremely difficult when you want to plan everything. So it was at that moment that I realized that I really needed to push myself out of my comfort zone. And by doing this, I really started to become a more confident traveler. I became more street smart and travel savvy. So one thing I decided to do is to rent a motorcycle. It was an affordable way to get around, and I could see things more off the beaten path. However, it turns out you need an international driver's license to legally drive in Bali, which I discovered when I got pulled over by the local police. Now, he was very intimidating. He told me about all these fines I'd have to pay and how expensive this was going to be, but it really dwindled down to the fact that he just wanted some extra money. When this happened to me a second time, I started to develop some tactics. I need to carry as least amount of money with me as possible, pretend that I don't speak English, and if all fails, if I cry hysterically, they don't want to deal with drama. Something else I learned was when visiting a monkey sanctuary that you should make sure that all your belongings are properly secured. As my friend discovered, she may have had plans for those souvenirs that she bought, but literally sometimes you just need to let go. Now, when I arrived in Nepal, it turned out that it was the Holi Festival, which is a festival of colors celebrated by throwing paint on each other. Now, a lot of travelers chose to stay in the guest house and they just didn't want to deal with it and just hid away. I embraced the experience, and I had an absolute blast and just learned how great it was to just celebrate in local traditions. Now, I spent my trip traveling by myself. So because of that, I learned to keep my eyes and my ears open to the people around me. And by starting random conversations with complete strangers is how I got some of my best travel advice. So one morning when I was sitting at a cafe in Bali, I struck up conversation with the gentleman next to me. And he had told me about this monastery he'd been to in Nepal. So when I looked into it, it turned out that they had an Intro to Buddhism course the last 10 days of my 6-month journey. Now, I felt that this was a great way to look back at this incredible experience that I had to really see what had happened. And when I did that, I realized that at that moment that I opened myself up, I allowed my trip to happen and it created itself, and I had so many great opportunities. Now in life, many of the people we meet and the experiences we have are all connected in some way. And by letting go of these expectations that we hold on to, we allow ourselves to see what's really going on around us. So don't miss out in life. Live it to its fullest, accept each moment, and respond to it. Thank you.